It's a couple days later. The the battery for my camera for some reason is like once it dies, it's not doing. Ozzy, come here. The battery on my camera for some reason, once it dies, it takes like I don't know, it takes like 2 days for it to get back to like a usable charge. It's kind of just it's an older GoPro model, so I think it's just being kind of weird with the way that it functions and the way that it charges. But pull workout's been going pretty good. I've recently got sucked back into wanting to get really good at pull-ups again. I've always struggled with pull-ups. My pull-ups are terrible. I think in that clip y'all just saw, I was like, I was getting like 6, I think I was failing at 6. So they're not very good. I tried assisted on the machine for a little while, but the problem with the assisted on the machine is that at the bottom range, you're not getting much assistance, but then at the top range, you're getting so much assistance. And the problem with the pull-up is that it's great from a bodybuilding perspective, kind of, because you're getting the stretch at the lats at the bottom, and so you're getting technically no assistance, so you can kind of get stronger in that partial range. But if you're wanting to add reps to your pull-ups and get really good at them, it's not very good because you're not able to get any assistance at the hard, or you're getting all the assistance rather at the hardest part of the rep that you're going to have to really work at to improve your pull-up. So it's whatever, it's fine. It's just been really frustrating this is the second workout where I've really been like trying to do pull-ups regularly, so it's fine. But yeah, it's we're gonna try and do those 2 days a week because that's how many days a week that I hit back. And so we're gonna do pull-ups. We'll do probably a normal variation of pull-ups on the first day, and then on the second day we'll probably do something of maybe like a neutral grip or maybe like a supinated grip type of deal. I don't know, maybe get a little bit more bicep activation, forearm activation from it, but we'll see. But something else I wanted to talk about, because this was on my mind. This was on my mind a couple days ago, but obviously I couldn't talk about it because of the camera. I was listening to a podcast where a medical doctor who was just talking about, things that Americans are struggling with, and they were talking about healthy habits and things that are struggling for people, for why Americans are so sick and whatnot. And they were talking about the obesity epidemic and all that stuff, and they were just hammering so hard in on the seed oils and ultra processed foods. And the ultra processed foods thing, I understand why, because who knows how those are made. And pretty much any ultra processed food is not super great outside of, like a health supplement, like a whey protein. Technically a whey protein or a protein supplement is an ultra processed food. But that's not what people think of when they think of ultra processed foods. And so in the colloquial sense, yes, ultra processed foods typically are not going to be great. They're going to have higher fats. They're going to have higher levels of carbohydrates, which is not a bad thing by themselves, but they do that so that way they make them tastier, so that way people want to eat them. But the problem is, because they're tastier, because they have more fats and carbohydrates, they're going to be more calorie dense, which is, in a whole kind of simplistic summary, why they tend to be unhealthy. They're just extremely calorie dense, and people aren't moving enough. So you combine a diet of typically ultra processed foods that are calorie dense with a non-active lifestyle, that's going to get you overweight. So the The ultra processed foods thing, I understand. The seed oils thing was killing me though. I'm like, they were trying to blame it on the seed oils, like just the seed oils themselves. There's something inherently bad about seed oils and all this stuff. And I was just, I couldn't. I was just like, there's nothing wrong with seed oils. It's just fat. That's all it is. It's oil from fat. Is oil technically at one point a, machine lubricant? Yes, it's oil. But it's not the same. It's not the molecular structure of oil. It's a synthetic oil that they use for machinery. At one point, yeah, they used to use real natural oil, but then they realized you can make synthetic oil and it's way cheaper. Seed oils are just fats. You need fats. The problem that people attribute seed oils to be bad for you is, again, like with the natural processed foods, because they're only made up of fats, they're extremely calorie dense. So while you need fats, it's good to have them in your food and to cook with them in your food. Problem is, a lot of people overuse them. So when they overuse them, they unknowingly consume more calories from these seed oils that they use, and then they start to get overweight. And really, obesity and being overweight, having excess body fat, that's the real causation of health problems. When you're overweight, you have a higher blood pressure. Because you're overweight, your internal pressure of your body and the stress on the systems of your body that interact with each other is going to increase. Your blood vessels will actually start to constrict because the outside pressure of the blood vessels, and sometimes even the pressure within the blood vessels, compress down. And so that's why you have higher blood pressure when you're overweight. Think of if you're running water through a water hose. You take that hose and you kind of clamp down on it from the outside. It's the same kind of principle in a like super zoomed out way, but when you have higher body fat, your body's not going to just put body fat on your skin. Your body's going to put the body fat on some of your internal organs. That's going to cause stress. Because you're overweight, you literally weigh heavier. Your heart and your entire circulatory system has to pump blood at a faster rate or at a higher acceleration. That puts more stress on a bunch of vital organs. So there's a whole litany of health problems that comes from being overweight. But it's the overweight thing that's the problem. The avenue that it takes to get there is from eating so many calories. But the avenue to eating so many calories can come from, technically an infinite number of ways. It could be through eating ultra-processed foods, overeating in too many seed oils, or overeating in whole foods. If you eat 4,000 calories of whole foods and you're not on any kind of supplement pharmacology, you're going to get overweight. That's just the way, that's how thermodynamics works. So anyway, that was just something I wanted to talk about, because I was just sitting there listening to this podcast and I was like, this is great information. They're really sounding the alarm on the obesity epidemic. It's important. People need to eat more whole foods. That's great. But then they were just hammering home on the seed oil thing so much. I was like, it's so not helpful. Like, because if you're eating healthy, you're eating whole foods, you're managing your calories well, but you're having seed oils, you're for sure still unhealthy. And then the opposite end of that is, to be healthy, you have to eat only organic foods. You have to eat, you have to grow your own vegetables. You have to grow your own produce. You can't go into a Walmart and go to the produce section. You have to have, you have to only go to organic foods. Otherwise, you're completely unhealthy. You're just like everybody else who eats ultra-processed foods. And again, this is just the vibe that I get off of social media, and it's fine. And also, I don't think these people are doing it on purpose. Most of them. I think generally a lot of them, kind of like in the video that I was talking about a little while ago about how people misunderstand statistics, I think people just see, well, I eat seed oils and my skin flares up and I gain weight. Therefore, it has to be the seed oils. And it's like, no, the seed oils are just an avenue that caused you to eat more calories. The increase in energy that you're taking in has to be used by your body somewhere. It's going to be used for, various systems to run, but you're also going to tackle on body fat if it's too much. Tackle that too with not moving. That could be something with like skin inflammation or lethargicness feeling. So then you get to that point with the extra calories. Then with the extra calories, that's the avenue to gain body fat. Then that's the avenue to a litany of health problems. It's not the seed oils are killing me because it's a machine lubricant and because it's an oil. That's what's killing us. It's like, no, the obesity is what's killing us. So anyway, it was just, I wanted to rant because it was just killing me. But I can't show you what I had for breakfast, but I have a slice of sourdough, a little piece of a burnt egg. It's a slice of sourdough, and I have 8 ounces of ground turkey with salt, pepper, and garlic, and half of it is on the slice of sourdough. There's a slice of mozzarella, and then 1 whole egg with a little bit of spicy sauce on top. And sourdough was homemade by my girlfriend, and so I try and use that as much as I can because I enjoy it. As long as it's used in moderation, it's great. It's a great source of whole grains, and I mean, organic bread is great for you. It's better than store-bought bread. It's just, it's not the end-all be-all. And I'm just chilling here, and then probably in about 2 hours I'm gonna go to the gym and kind of chill out. But yeah, that was the end of the video. But if anybody has any thoughts or whatever about the seed oil thing, or just any kind of topics to where I can continue the discussion in the comments, that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to hear people's thoughts about it. It's always something that's very interesting, and I would love to keep talking about it in other videos. So if there's any comments or anybody has any ideas, or if I see something again, I'll bring it up again and see if I can kind of go into a deeper dive about it. But anyway, that's the end of this. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.